Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to have basically an update video.
Way back a year ago.
So hello, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to have a bit of a chat really. Talk about what's been going on in the last week with me and going forward, what to expect on the channel. So yeah, in the last week it's been a busy one. It's been a real busy one and I am shattered. I was fortunate enough to meet a couple of fellow YouTubers this week, and it was really good. The very first one at the beginning of the week, I was fortunate enough to go for a couple of slurps, there's the clue, with Slurpy Dave. And with Slurpy Dave, we had Gluggy Dougie, Flat Pint Pete, Steve, Red, and Pineapple. Them guys are top. Absolutely top blokes. They really are. Me and Mrs. B met them in Macclesfield. Dave and the chaps, they're on like a barge. They hired a barge for the week, and Dave contacted me and said, would you like to come for a couple of slurps? So we arranged it and I met up with him, and it was superb. It really was. He's such... What you see on YouTube is what you see in the flesh, and that goes for all of them. So if you've ever seen any of them on Dave's YouTube, they are there's nothing, there's no masking. It is them genuine people, and Dave is such a top bloke, and he just, when you meet him, he just makes you laugh. He says things, he makes you laugh. He's got a constant smile, and that obviously is addictive, and it makes you smile. And then you've got Gluggy Dougie. Again, the same, jokes, genuine people. Flat Pint Pete, fantastic. Steve, what a legend. And then Pineapple, I don't know how many birthdays Pineapple had this week, but obviously me and Mrs. B were in with a joke, and then next minute, from the bar, pops up a little cake, singing happy birthday to Pineapple, who was sat next to me at the time. I'm like, oh, happy birthday. And they're all singing, and we're singing along, and then Dave announces something. It's just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, apparently they do it. It's one of their things that they do, and it is brilliant. I don't know if Dave got any of it on footage when he does a video, but it's just so funny. It's not even his birthday. It's not Pineapple's birthday, but you get the pub singing happy birthday, and it's just, you can imagine, it's absolutely fantastic. We did a review which Dave may put on his channel. We don't know. We reviewed a stout beer. We had plenty of drinks, to be honest, and it was just such a buzz. I was just buzzing. It was really good. Mrs. B really enjoyed it, and we will be going over to the Isle of Man at some point and catching up with them all, because they're all fantastic, and Mrs. B may be able to catch up with the misses, the other halves of these chaps, and it's just great. Like I said, the beers were flowing. Mrs. B, like 20 to 11, said it's 10 minutes for the train. We're like, oh, so we're literally running for the train. We got it, and back here, and just cheers, Dave. You're an absolute legend. It was a top night, best night I've had in a long time, and you are just a genuine guy, and you are what it says on the can, what it says on the tin. That's you, and your mates are absolute top mates as well. So that was the start of the week. I met with Slurpy, and on Thursday, the same week, so that was a Monday. On the Thursday, I went to Lord's Brewing, and I got the opportunity to brew my own recipe on their kit, and it's been coming a while. We had a date set, then the weather turned, it's snow, couldn't get there. Then I fell poorly, couldn't get there, and then eventually got there. So, it was unbelievable. What a day. It was fascinating. It was superb. Big shout out to Steve and Mike, the brewers there. Wow, really knowledgeable, fantastic, down to earth, treated you absolutely, there was no looking down at you. I'm not a brewer, I'm just a home brewer, but there was none of that. It was just treating you with respect that you treated them with, and it was absolutely superb. I was asking them lots of questions. They're probably getting a bit sick of me in the end, but it was really interesting, and they just made you feel part of it, and it was superb. I mean, I've done a brew day at Red Willow, and it wasn't as hands-on as it was at Lord's, and sort of come away from Lord's and I'm aching in places I didn't even know you could ache. And it is that, to me, is craft brewing. It is absolutely superb, and I think that shines in their beers as well, because their beers, you're just tasting that craft and that love, passion, personality of that place, and it was superb. So I've done a British hop IPA with Harlequin, Olicana, Opus hops. I think that's the three, and a Pilgrim hop for bittering. And I'm really looking forward to how that's going to turn out. The actual beer, when we did the gravity, looked superb. The aromas in the brew house were unbelievable. We all had the Harlequin, just blew your mind. It's hard to believe that's a UK hop, but it is, and that's the point of this beer. I want to showcase UK, British, English, whichever way you want to say it, hops and ingredients, because I think we're doing a fantastic job now, and we need to start shouting. And for Lords to give me that opportunity, I can't say thank you enough, because there's not many beers out there now that are shouting really loud about the UK hop farms and the farmers for the grains and stuff. Well, the grains have always been shouted about, I suppose, across the UK and further afield, with Marisotta and Golden Promise being used in the US as well. But the hops are still only really quite, central UK and not really getting out there. So I just wanted to do a beer that could shout about it. I do it as a home brewer. I like to use English hops, I like to use American hops, I like to use Australian, New Zealand, German, Czech. It doesn't matter, Slovenian, it doesn't matter. But I just wanted to... It's going to go out to an audience, cast drinkers. I just want them to realise, hopefully, if that beer tastes, how I want it to taste, that UK hops are great as well. So it's just really championing that. So I met John. John did a video. We had a laugh. It was just, the whole day was really, really good. It was a long day. It was a hard day. It's them guys, like I said, when I went to Red Willow, you just got to give them credit, because Steve and Mike, proper craft brewing, proper blood, sweat and tears going into that, not literally, but into that work. And for me, it shows in their beers, it really does. And it was just a fantastic day, and it was just great to meet them. I've chatted to them on Instagram and stuff, but to actually go and meet them, look at the brewery, look at the space that they've got there, the tap room at the moment, and just listening to them and taking it on board, and it was just absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate the opportunity they've given me there. What they did do, and this is going to be coming up, I've got water because I'm going to be reviewing a couple of my beers soon. I did leave them with a few beers. I don't know how that's gone. I don't know, no idea. But what they did, they basically sent me away with a couple of their beers, which is really appreciated. And I've got them, they're actually stored, but just an example, they will come to the channel. This is Bandon Car, the Irish Porter. Now, I've already reviewed this on the channel in the can. Now, this is a format in bottle. I'm really looking forward to this, because I do like bottled beers, especially when they're bottle conditioned. There's something about them. I just think that it feels very British when they do that, even though Sierra Nevada do it in their bottles and stuff, but it just feels very British, and I do love that bottle condition. But what they've done, I've got the Bandon Car. This is 22-23, and they said to me, would you like to try an aged version of Bandon Car in the original bottle like in the abandoned car there? And I said, of course I would. Of course I would. So what I'm going to do, you know, like my blindfold videos, I'm going to do a blindfold tasting of these. I'm going to see just by blindfolded if I can pick out the one that's aged and which one's young, and see if there's any differences, and then take blindfold like I do, and then see visually. 5% ABV, 4.8%. There's nothing in it that way at all. I think the percentage slightly, bottle condition has gone up, but there's nothing in it. So that shouldn't be able to sway me at all. It's going to be interesting. So that's a video coming up that I'm going to do. I'll tag Lords in so Steve and Mike can see that as well. But I'm really, really looking forward to that. So that's what's coming up on the channel. So we've had the really busy week. We've had the Slurpy Dave. We've had the Lords. We're going to do the Lords review. Also, I wasn't too well a few weeks back, so I didn't really put a video on, but I went and got the triple putty, so the putty with the triple T's. I've also still got the putty, so again I'm going to do a blind one. So these are like special videos really. It's going to do a blind tasting, mask on, see if I can pick out the differences again. So that's going to be coming along, the putty, the triple putty. And when I got back from Lords, Mrs. B is an absolute legend because she got me Chubbles and Chubbles from Cloudwater. Now Chubbles is an annual beer. It's a collab with the Vale Brewery, and I always try to get it each year. I absolutely love Chubbles. Both 10%. Now Chubbles is double dry hopped, and you've got Chubbles. Again, it's going to be a video, isn't it? Can I pull out a double dry hop beer from a basically original Chubbles versus double dry hop Chubbles? Can I pull it out? Another beer. It's like going to be, that's all I'll be drinking. It's like with putty, that's it. That's going to be one night, drink, done. 10%. It's crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, it's only like drinking a bottle of wine. But please drink responsibly and don't follow my lead. So I've got that to come. My channel at the moment, these Saturday series, Modern Mondays, Trad Tuesdays, and they're all filled in up until the 26th of June. So my videos are right up to date up until the 26th of June. For them free. Obviously homebrewing fills in, specials fill in, and I'm going to be bringing back my Sunday Trappist, so Trappist Sundays. I'm going to be bringing them back very soon as well. I want to get back onto them Belgian Trappist beers and do some tastings as well, again with the chocolate and the cheese, or dependent which one. So that's coming up. From a homebrew point, it's going to be me tasting them two beers there. One's a British red IPA, so it's a British hopped, basically the hops that were going to go into the Lords in that beer, the red IPA. And there's also a dark mild, but a strong dark mild as well to be reviewed, and just a small grain to glass video for that as well. There'll be a lemon saison homebrew video coming soon, and also I don't think I've done it, I'm pretty sure I haven't done it yet, taste test is my elderberry blackberry foraged wild sour beer also to review. So that's what's coming up for reviews on there. Brewing wise, hopefully in the next couple of days I'm going to be reviewing. I take inspiration, a lot of inspiration from this book from Ronald Patterson, because it's a lot of historical recipes in here, and I do a take on them, and I'm going to be doing a Coronation homebrew ale, and I'm going to take a take on Boddington's 1939. It's basically their strong ale, and it's in here 1939 Boddington's, but I'm going to just put a take on that and brew that as a Coronation ale, just to I'd like to do something Coronation with obviously the King's Coronation is coming up in May, so that's going to be a brew. And also I found a recipe for 1971 Boddington's bitter. So we're going to have the strong ale, Boddington's, a take on it. I've got to make some invert sugar for that. I think I've got to make invert sugar for the 1971. Can't quite remember that recipe, but I've built the recipe. and I'm going to be doing a Boddington's 1971 bitter. So that's going to be my next couple of brews. Again, keeping it traditional, keeping it British. I've not brewed. I will be brewing some more New England IPAs and stuff. Just at the moment, I'm just sort of focusing on that, and then I'll move back onto IPAs, pales, New England IPAs, stouts, porters, all the other. And it also depends on what the next homebrew comp is going to be. I'll find out about 2-3 weeks what that could be. That'll be another beer that I'll be brewing. So that's what's coming up from the homebrew point of the channel. And I'm looking at doing something with this. So this is history of Stockport breweries. Now, Stockport, it's my hometown, Greater Manchester, and it's really interesting. Major breweries from Stockport. It's got in here lots of things. So it's got the major breweries, like I say. It's got, just bear with me, it's got small breweries, the history of small breweries in Stockport, and it's got homebrewed ales as well. A list of alphabetically by pub, so it's got the names and stuff. But the idea is, I'm reading through this at the moment, and what I want to do, oh, by the way, you can buy this £4.50 if you like. What I'm going to do is try and visit some of the locations where these breweries were, and to show you just small videos, so like, very small, over a period of time. I'm not going to do a massive hour, even though this one's probably going on too long now. I'm not going to do a massive hour video. I'm just going to do them in sections, so maybe a couple of breweries for each section, and then take the camera and show you what's there now, what's standing there, and try and give you just a very brief history of that pub. And I will reach out to Robinson's brewery in Stockport, because they actually took over a couple of these. Well, there's one of them in particular, and I'm going to ask if they've got any brewing records, just to see if they will share with me maybe a recipe from one of these old Stockport breweries. And if I do get the chance, to be, for that recipe to be shared, I'll brew it, and I'd look forward to that. So something that was brewed in Stockport a long time ago, very similar to the Boddingtons, because Boddington's brewery that was there at Strange Ways, that's not a million miles away from me either. And to Ron Patterson's got some Lee's beers in there, and he's got some Boddington's beers in there. So I'm lucky, but he's not got any of the Stockport breweries. So I'm going to reach out to Robinson's and just see. I can only ask. That's the way I see it. So so that's coming up. So that's it really for this update. It's just to say I've had a busy week. I've got some specials coming up and some blindfold beer tasting videos. I've got some homebrew grain to glass videos. I've got the brewing of the Boddington's beers, and also the Stockport breweries, the history. Something small on the channel. It's not for everyone. It's just something for me. It's like a little bit of a video log for myself, to be honest, as well. So I think I have covered everything. So thank you for watching. I can't really say cheers with a hydrate water, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating.